Hi, everyone, and welcome to day 25 of our Inktober 2024 Beginner Tangles Challenge. I'm Yehudit Steinberg, a certified Zentangle teacher, and in this video series, we explore one beginner tangle a day for 31 days. We're on day 25, and we are almost at the completion of this 31-day tangle challenge. How have you been doing? Do you have a favorite tangle that you want to let me know about in the comments of the YouTube channel or on our Facebook? Today, we'll be working on the tangle Cubine. This tangle creates an interesting optical illusion using grids and squares. Perfect for adding drama and depth to your competition. Let's begin by gathering our materials. I am using a Micron 01, and recently I introduced, this is a great little pen for our heavy-handed users like myself. The nib is a little bit stronger than the 01 micron. I also have a PN that is a plastic nib, and it's good for adding more definitive lines and also for inking in. I have a graphite pencil. It is a number 2B, and this is from my collection of Statler Mars Lumograph pencils. I love this collection. The blending tool that I'll be using is called the Tortillon, and they work really well. You can find these supplies in the link in the description of my favorite supplies. I will be drawing on a Bijou 2-inch Renaissance tile, as I am doing the entire collection on Renaissance tiles this year. You can get them at zentangle.com. I also have an economical alternative, which I'm suggesting Strathmore Artist Tiles, a Bristol vellum surface. The surface has a little bit of a grain, but not much. And if you take the 2-inch bijous, you can create 9 or 10 of them out of one sheet of the 6x6 squares. If you happen to have a corner cutter, you can then also cut the corners, and you will be able to have your 2-inch in an economical alternative. So as we get started with every one of the videos, I show you the step out, and I encourage you to create a screenshot and keep a file of these 31 beginner tangles so that you'll be able to come in and replicate these tangles on your own. So while you're taking a screenshot, let me tell you a little bit more about Cubine. This tangle consists of a grid pattern. And inside each square, you'll draw straight lines that create a 3-dimensional effect. The pattern can be varied by curving the lines or changing the shape of the boxes. Here's the step out guide. Feel free to take a screenshot. As we do in the Zentangle method, which is a mindful drawing method, we start by getting centered and focused with some deep breath. So let's take a few moments to take a couple of deep breaths, put our feet flat on the floor, sit up straight in our chairs, and get present. And the way we take these breaths is that we're going to inhale through the nose, we're going to hold it a couple of seconds, and then we're going to exhale through the mouth. I suggest 5 to 10 breaths. So let's just get started, and I'll give you a demonstration, and then we'll move on. So let's inhale, hold it, and then exhale through your mouth. Inhale, hold it, and exhale through your mouth. Now continue to breathe, and while you're doing that, think of something you're grateful for today. Let that feeling ground you as we prepare to draw. Stretch your hands and fingers, loosen them up, do a little finger yoga, rub them together, get the energy moving, and we're ready now to begin. Now I'm going to start with my graphite. And as we've done in a number of different tangles that I've demonstrated before, we start with dots in a corner. I'm doing that today. Obviously here I didn't, and it shows that you can create a whole tile pattern here. I wanted to give you, show you a little bit of a difference when we create a border and how it might look a little bit different. Now, I also did this tile on an angle. So I drew my grid that way. However, I like to start as a beginner. I like to start very simply. And this is what we'll do today. So let's create our grid. I'm going to create the grid with my graphite first. And we could call it our string, which is the next step in the Zentangle method. So now we have drawn our grid in our graphite, and we're ready to put pen to our paper. I'm taking my Micron PN and outlining the entire grid and border. So as you can see, this is straight lines and easy to do. If you look and see that your squares are not all even, don't worry about it. It still works. So the next step is we are drawing a diagonal line. I'm going to draw a diagonal line from one end of the box to the next. And we'll do this in all of our boxes. The next step is drawing a square. So I'm putting this on the right side of my box. When you do this again, you can try it on the left side and see the difference. That's one of the things that's really good about learning these tangles is doing them, I suggest 3 times at least. When you become really familiar with these 31 tangles that I'm showing you, you will have a basic vocabulary to create beautiful Zentangle artwork. So we have all our boxes, and the next step, I am actually grabbing a little bigger nib so that I can fill these, I can ink these boxes in, and it doesn't take all day. But I don't speed up my videos. You can do that. YouTube has those features. And I turn my tile so that I can keep my hand in a comfortable position where I draw best. So I move my tile, not my hand. I went ahead and completed all of the inking in. So you can pause this video and do the same. The next step after we ink in the boxes is to shade. I pick up my graphite, it's a 2B. I'm shading the top square here, the top part here. And the way we'll do this is we'll move, here's one, we'll move to the next on the top, keeping the left side ink free and graphite free. I'll move down to the second row and move across. So when you're doing patterns, creating patterns, you can complete the one step all the way through the pattern. And what that does as well is it helps to give you more what we call Zen flow, because you don't have to think so hard. We're doing a repetitive line, or we're repeating the same thing until it's done. And now I turn my tile and I pick up my tortillon. And with the tortillon, I'm going to blend, keeping it in that square where the graphite is. And I'm going to look around and see there must be a couple of spaces where I can refine my lines. So I'll pick back up. I'll pick this 202 and I'll refine my lines. Slow and deliberate. And that's how easy Cubine is. I'm going to show you another trick. So I do have some lines I can clean up. And we have Cubine. The next step is to put our initial on our drawing. We turn it over and we journal. This is day 25. The tangle is Cubine, deconstructed by Zentangle. I sign my name and the date. And this was part of the Inktober. Oops, it's still 24. Inktober 2024. There you have it. There's Cubine. And the final step is to share and appreciate. So finally, share your completed tangle in our Facebook group. Look for today's tangle post and a picture of your drawing along with any comments or questions. I'd love to see how your Cubine turned out. And if you're not a member of our Facebook group yet, the link is in the description on the YouTube channel. And when you get to the page, make sure you answer the 3 questions so that you gain entry into our Facebook community. Before we wrap up, just a quick reminder, it's not too late to join our Sunday Mandala Challenge. You'll receive all the information, the guidebook, the recorded Sunday Zoom sessions, and support to create your unique mandala. The registration link is in the comments below or description if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this time was relaxing and inspiring for you. I'll see you tomorrow for another mindful drawing session. Until then, remember, one stroke at a time. Bye for now.